This video I played Minecraft One Piece for 100 days. This was both fun and terrifying at the same time, because Devil Fruit users can't swim and that's a big part of Minecraft. In this mod there are marines and pirates who you can kill to level up. Also there are huge ships from the anime. If you're a Devil Fruit user stuck on a small boat, then I'm sorry, because there are huge sea monsters that will hunt you down and kill you. I only have one goal for this series and you can probably guess what it is. That's right, it's to become the Pirate King. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and liking it so I can make more of them for you. Surprisingly, day 1 did not begin with me gathering wood, thanks to me spawning near a village. When I got close to the village, I noticed there were marines there, so I went to say hello. But they didn't seem to like that and pulled their guns on me, so I ran away for the time being. There was a lot of marines in this village for some reason, and they didn't like me. I'm not sure why that was because I'm still a civilian and not a pirate yet. I will get my revenge for this when I get my devil fruit powers. I was exploring the village for loot when I came out of a house and was shot at by marines. It did 4 damage, which was a lot, but thankfully in this mod you start with 20 hearts. I should also mention the stronger you get, the more hearts you have. I discovered a house with a chest inside that contained a devil fruit, Luffy's shirt and Luffy's pants. It wasn't just any devil fruit though, it was the Gum Gum devil fruit, also known as Luffy's devil fruit, so it's fair to say I was excited. I ate my devil fruit, then picked my faction, so basically what group I was joining, and it had to be pirate. Then I selected what race I wanted to be, so since Luffy was a human, that's what I went with. And lastly, I got to pick a fighting style, which I went with being a brawler because Luffy likes to fight with his hands. Now that I had my devil fruit powers, I went back to the marines who were chasing me around with their guns and swords for my revenge. It was awkward at first because I didn't know how to use my devil fruit powers, but I quickly figured it out, and they didn't stand a chance. Oh, and let me quickly explain how my devil fruit powers work. There is a normal Minecraft mode where I have my normal hotbar, and there is a combat mode where I have my devil fruit abilities, and that's how I use my attacks and stuff. There is something called Dora key, which is basically my power level, I guess. The higher the number is, the more attacks I unlock, and the other thing is basically my money. Day 1 came to a close with me collecting some wood, then some hay bale for some food. Day 2 began with me stealing some cobblestone from the villager's house to make a stone pickaxe. And yes, I know I'm a good guy for doing that. While exploring the rest of the houses in the village, I came across a house that had the rest of Luffy's outfit, which was the classic straw hat and his shoes. Now that I have his whole outfit, I was ready to become the king of pirates in my Minecraft world. On day 2, I met my first ever pirate who was terrifying because of the scar on his left eye. But that wasn't going to stop me from fighting him. I activated Gear 2, used pistol and Gatling to hit him. That's when he activated his hotkey on his arm. I knew if he hit me he was either going to kill me or make me really low, so I couldn't get hit by him. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to have a hand-to-hand fight with him. Because I was so close, he managed to land a hit on me and did 17 hearts of damage. And that's when I activated my 3rd gear and easily defeated him with Gatling. The only disadvantage of using gear 3 is that I can't use my devil fruit powers for a short period of time afterwards. And it also makes the land look very bad and messy. Since the house was already broken, I thought it wouldn't hurt to take more cobblestone from it so I can finish making the rest of my stone tools. Another marine wanted to fight me, so I activated gear 2 and easily defeated him. I was then challenged by 2 more marines, and these guys weren't so lucky because I activated gear 3, which makes all my attacks more powerful and bigger, and easily defeated them. I came across the seahorses you can find in Water 7, and it honestly looked beautiful, especially because it was in my favorite color. I made some bread from all the wheat I stole, then continued to steal some more carrots and potatoes. This is where karma gets me back because I accidentally jumped into the water completely forgetting I can't swim. I tried to save myself by making stairs and climbed those, but I panicked and died. And that's why I'm not playing this in hardcore, but if you guys do want me to play it, leave it in the comments and I might actually do it. Day 3 began with me attempting to retrieve all my belongings from the water, and for some reason there were so many seahorses just chilling there. I'll save you the trouble of witnessing my misery as I try to reclaim my loot. I ran into the same pirate again and had to fight him. And this time I wasn't wasting any time, immediately activated gear 3. I used pistol and gatling to damage him, but that wasn't enough to kill him. I hadn't learnt my lesson from the first fight and I was getting way too close to him when he nearly killed me, but I was lucky enough to kill him just in time. I found a marine and began fighting him, but because I used gear 3, I couldn't use my devil fruit powers and I was weak. That's when I realized it was extremely difficult to defeat these marines without my powers. The rest of day 3, I spent building my small boat and venturing on my pirate journey just like Luffy. This reminds me of the time when Luffy started his journey with only that small boat. Let me know in the comments, have you guys seen One Piece or plan on watching it soon? Day 4 started with me watching a fight between a marine with a gun and a pirate with a sword. The marine won, but he didn't get a chance to celebrate because I killed him. I went around killing a few more marines because I could. While exploring, I came across a medical camp, and I went to explore it. It didn't have much, but it looked like a mini hospital for the marines or pirates. I soon found the doctor chilling outside, and because he's a doctor, I didn't kill him. Oh, and I killed a few more pirates. You might be wondering, why am I killing pirates when I'm also a pirate? The answer to that is, it doesn't matter who you kill because you still get XP. And they're my competition because there can only be one pirate king. And that's going to be me. The rest of the day was just spent exploring on my boat. Days 5 to 6. While exploring, I came across a bandit and a marine fighting and decided to watch. The marine won. I did this really cool trick with a boat to avoid swimming. Now it was time for me to find the area where I can build my base. However, this couldn't just be any area because I'm going to be the pirate king, so marines and even pirates will try to steal that title from me, so it had to be the best land where I can build the best possible base. I wanted to explore the ocean, but I couldn't because I knew there were huge sea monsters waiting for me in the water, and because I couldn't swim, they'd easily kill me, so I couldn't go until I was stronger. I gathered some cobblestone and coal, then set up a crafting table and a chest, filling it with all my belongings because this is where I was going to build my base. Day 7 began with me finding the pirate with the scar on his face and instantly activated gear 2. Because obviously we had to fight. I used gatling, which did a lot of damage, followed with pistol. However, those weren't powerful enough to kill him, so I started hitting him with my bread, and still haven't learnt my lesson because this guy could kill me with 2 punches with his haki activated. Then for the first time I used bazooka to make him fly into the river. Luckily for him, he didn't have devil fruit powers so he could swim. But that didn't matter because I finished him off with gatling and pistol. I gathered some wood, killed a marine, saw a pirate holding a massive weapon, then gathered some more wood. In the morning of day 8, I killed my first mob using gatling, unlocking the Monster Hunter achievement. I was honestly surprised that I hadn't killed a mob until this point. Then I went to collect some wood. I noticed 2 pirates were fighting and decided it would only be fair if I killed them both. So I activated gear 2, used gatling to finish them both off before returning to peacefully collect my wood. When I was returning home, I noticed 2 marines were tailing me, so I fought and killed them both. Then I changed my mind about where I was going to build my base. I liked it better here because the land was flat and building my base would be easier. I grabbed all my stuff from the old location to the new one. I then placed down a door where the entrance of my base was going to be. I knew this door wasn't going to protect me, but something funny does happen later on. I didn't have enough wood, so I went to collect some more from the trees near me. When returning home, I saw 2 marines waiting for me, so I ran past them into my base. And for some reason, they used my door. Yeah, I don't know either. And like Pirate King fashion, I killed them both. I then began building my house. I wanted a house with wooden outlines, so basically support pillars, I suppose. I'm not sure why, I think it just looks nice. While watching marines and pirates fight, I was attacked from behind by a marine with a gun. And for some reason, the bullets didn't hit me, which I didn't realize at the time, but it's because I have the rubber devil fruit. I then realized I unlocked my first human ability, which was basically being able to run really fast. I think it's speed 6 or 7. I finished the wooden pillars and started filling in the areas to make my house a home. While doing so, a pirate came in and started following me. And I was pretty sure he wanted to kill me, so I activated Gear 2 and used Gatling to kill him first. In the morning of day 9, I woke up and decided I was going to kill a few marines because why not? I then collected a lot of wood because I needed to finish off my house and I needed wood for a few more things. When returning home, I saw a group of marines waiting outside my house, and as soon as they saw me, they started coming towards me. I had no choice but to fight, so I activated Gear 2 and used Gatling and pistol to do a lot of damage, then finished them off with my axe. Because Gear 2 gives you speed, I fell into a pond, but don't worry because my quick thinking saved me. I made some stairs and used those to climb out of the water. I built a small hut next to my base for the entrance to my mine, which took majority of day 9 to complete. Day 10 began with me completing the mining hut. I then gathered torches from where I planned to build my old base because I didn't have any coal yet and needed a light source. When I saw a few pirates, I activated Gear 2 and started fighting them. Gear 2 wasn't doing enough damage, so I activated Gear 3 and killed them almost instantly. I then noticed a pirate holding a massive weapon. When I returned home, there were marines waiting for me, so I activated Gear 2 and killed them with my axe because they weren't that strong. I kept hearing this explosion, so I went to investigate. What I found was a little puzzling. I saw rockets coming out of the water targeting pirates. I didn't see anyone under the water, but I couldn't go check because I can't swim and most likely will drown. I don't know who was trying to kill the pirates, but I activated Gear 3 and helped them kill the pirates. I saw a marine and the pirate with a scar, and I easily killed the marine before moving on to fight the pirate, who almost one-shot me. And I couldn't use Gear 3 because that would destroy my land, so I had to fight him from afar. End of day 10, I killed another marine. From days 11 to 12, I worked on my mine to make it look good and be efficient. Days 13 to 20, I spent mining because I needed some resources, and this was the only way I was going to get it. Thankfully, I did find some diamonds because usually it takes me forever to find them. Day 21 began with me making a new pickaxe because mine broke while on the mining trip. I came across 2 skeletons and planned to fight them without using my powers, but I quickly realized how big of a mistake that was and used my powers. I saw this marine with a sniper or what I believe to be a sniper. If you know what that weapon is, please let me know in the comments. I then slaughtered a few more marines. Because I needed better armor, I made myself some iron armor. I made a diamond pickaxe, then a water bucket which I filled with water. Afterwards, I entered my mine to find some lava and collected some obsidian. On day 22, I found a marine waiting outside my house, so I killed him and this time I didn't use my powers. I found a pirate with the skull on his face again, and to show him who's boss, I quickly defeated him using Gear 3. I did ruin the land, but at least it wasn't too close to my house. Each time I kill a marine or a pirate, I check to see if I've unlocked a new move, because each kill levels you up. Right now I'm at 1015 Doroki, which means I'm pretty close to unlocking a new move very soon. I know it's a bit late to make a shield, but I made one anyways. I'll tell you this now, I barely even used it. Day 22 ended with me collecting some wood. I spent the entire 23rd day collecting some wood. Day 24 began with me hearing a huge explosion, so I went to investigate. I saw a marine with an RPG die of fall damage. I believe he killed a pirate with the RPG, but it pushed him into the sky, killing him. I saw a marine shoot at me, so he had to be punished for his crimes, and once he was punished, it was time for his friends. I then wanted to finish off my house, so I started with finishing off my roof. I then started working on my upstairs. I don't usually try to make my house look nice, but for this series I had to, because I was going to be the Pirate King. I saw a marine with an RPG killing a pirate while I was building my house, and I knew if he killed the pirate he'd take a shot at me and ruin my house, so I couldn't let that happen. I easily killed him with my Gear 2 and Gatling. I didn't need to use anything else because he was already weak from his previous fight. On the morning of day 25, I added some fences to my balcony, mainly to improve the appearance of the house. I then built my house's roof and was pleased with how it was coming along so far. I crafted a pair of shears, then went outside to find two marines waiting for me. And you guessed it, I killed them, but this was becoming extremely annoying. I collected some leaves with my shears and placed them next to my stairs and support pillars. If you didn't know, adding leaves to anything makes it 10 times better. Following that, I came across another marine carrying an RPG, and of course I had to kill him. But for some reason I only used my iron sword. After killing him, I discovered that I unlocked my new ability called Teke, which isn't really cool because it only hardens my body and prevents me from moving. The rest of the day I went around killing marines and pirates. Day 26 began with me collecting some sand because I needed to make glass for my windows. I had to be extra careful because even a small amount of water can make me extremely weak or even drown me. Then I made some windows for the bottom layer of my house. I didn't have enough glass to fill in all the windows, so I filled in as much as I could for the time being. Day 26 ended with me killing a few more marines and pirates. On day 27, I had to go get more sand because I hadn't collected enough the previous time. I returned home and filled in all the windows for the bottom layer, but I didn't have enough to finish the upstairs. I saw a marine with the RPG from my house and had a brilliant idea. Since bullets don't hurt me and bounce back, I decided to let the marine kill himself with his RPG, so all I had to do was stand there and look pretty. I spent the rest of day 27 clearing the land around me to improve the appearance of my base and because I had another good idea. On day 28, I finished filling all of my windows with glasses. It took longer than it should have, but I was relieved that it was finally over. I went outside to inspect my nearly finished house, but the sun was too bright for me to see it clearly. Then I built some fenced-in areas for my farm animals. I decided to only keep 3 animals, which were going to be cows, sheep and chicken, because they were the easiest to get. I started with cows because they were just hanging around outside my base. On day 29, I collected some chickens for my farm, followed by some sheep. It took me a long time to find these sheep because they didn't want to spawn near me, so I had to go run around and find them. I went out on my balcony at the end of day 29 to watch the sunset. Day 30, I realized I was running out of food that I got from the village, so I knew I had to make a farm. However, this wasn't going to be a normal Minecraft farm because I didn't have much space to make one. Also, I wanted the shape of this farm to be a circle. I went and broke some grass to get some seeds for my farm because I didn't have any. And then I planted them. I then built some fences around my farm because I didn't want marines and pirates to be wandering around it. I wanted to expand the farm, but there wasn't any space available, so I did what any human would do and built up, adding 2 more layers because I wanted to plant more wheat and carrots. The first 2 layers had wheat and the third had carrots. I then added a fence cage to my farm because I didn't like how it was just floating there, and I think the fence makes it look so much better. I cleared some land, then killed a few marines because why not? On day 32, I realized I could make the massive weapon the pirates were carrying around because it only required 2 blocks of iron to make it. And of course I did. After that, I went to test out my new weapon on a few marines and pirates, and I discovered it does more damage than an iron sword and a diamond one, so you can guess which weapon I used from now on. Near the end of the day, it began raining, which makes the game look 10 times better in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Days 33 through 37, I began digging out a trench around my base because I was constantly being attacked by marines and pirates when I was outside my house. I understand that they are jealous that I will become the pirate king, but this will keep them outside my base. Day 38 began with me adding stone walls near my trench so I don't accidentally fall in. While constructing the wall, I discovered that the trench was already working because a pirate was trapped inside. I used Gear 2, Pistol and Gatling to kill him, then continued constructing my wall. I then built 2 airlock gates, which helped stop marines and pirates from following me inside my base. Also, it started raining, which made my base look so much better. Day 38 ended with me finishing the airlock gates by adding some fence gates to them. In the morning of day 39, I added a cobblestone outline to my trench. It didn't do anything but look nice, and since I was going to become the Pirate King, everything had to look good. The rest of the day I added trapdoors on top of my trench because it makes the mobs believe there's a block there so they think they can walk on it, but in reality they fall into my trap. In the next couple of days I'm going to add something where once they fall into my trench they don't make it out alive. Days 40 through 43, I made a few buckets, then went inside my mine to find a lava source and collected the lava. Then returned to my trench and began filling it with lava. I had no idea it would take a couple of days, but it did. From days 44 to 45, I didn't do much except collect a lot of wood, mainly because I was running out of wood and this would solve this problem for a while. Day 46. I finally had enough wood to build a bridge to the thing in the sky, which I believe has to do something with training, but I'm not really sure. I grabbed some logs, turned them into planks and made a lot of stairs because the thing in the sky was pretty high. I then started working on a circular bridge which took me nearly 2 days to complete. I finished the bridge near the end of day 47 and it was much higher than I had expected. It actually made my base look quite small and nice. I guess we were standing on a cloud and there was 2 houses here, but when I went inside there was nothing there. But I think this was due to a bug or they were just glitched out. Afterwards I climbed down the long bridge and it kinda made me dizzy. Day 48 started off with me killing a creeper with Gear 2 and Gatling. I spent the rest of the day killing marines and pirates because my power level was low and I wanted to unlock a new ability, and the only way I was gonna do that was to level up. On day 49 I discovered that I had unlocked the new Geppo ability, which is used by Sanji to jump on air, and I was excited to try it out because this was one of the coolest abilities you could unlock. This ability basically allows you to fly, so I went around exploring the land around me and it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys try it out. As you guys can see, I have more hearts now because my power level is higher, so you will see my hearts increase throughout the video, which means I'm becoming more powerful. I began day 50 by doing some farming because becoming a pirate king is difficult and I needed a break from it. Farming was a lot of fun because I liked the farm we've made. Then I fed my farm animals, which I haven't fed in about 20 days, so that's on me. It was now time for a mining trip, but when I arrived at the mine, there was a pirate waiting for me. But don't worry, I quickly killed him with Gear 2 and Gatling. I then had the brilliant idea of using Gear 3 to help me in mining, because when I activate it, it destroys all blocks in the attack's path. However, when I tried it out, I discovered it was a terrible idea. It just made a mess and made mining more difficult, so I just mined normally. Day 61 began with me making a new diamond pickaxe because my last one broke while mining. I then made a couple of furnaces and put my iron ore inside to smelt. I wanted to make an enchanting table but realized I didn't have a book or the resources to make one, so I went out in search of some sugarcane. I killed the marine and immediately found sugarcane. Now all I needed was a leather, which I could get by killing a cow, but I didn't want to kill my own cow, so I went around looking for one. While looking for a cow, I came across a few marines which I had to kill. And then I found a herd of cows which I slaughtered for the leather. When returning home, I saw a marine fighting 2 pirates. The marine fell into the lava and died. So did one of the pirates. And to teach the other pirate a lesson about fighting near my base, I pushed him into the lava. When I got home, I made a book, then enchanting table. But there was no room for the enchanting table, and to fix this problem, I began constructing a basement for my enchanting room and a storage area. It was dark before I knew it, so I went to bed and that was the end of day 61. On day 62, I had to dig some more so I can make the basement a little bigger. I then added a plain wooden design to my basement so you don't have to see the dirt. After that, I added a lot of chests on one side for storage and then created the area for the enchanting table. Rather than using bookshelves, I used wood for now because I didn't have any yet. I then moved everything into my basement but didn't organize it because Pirate Kings don't do that. Oh, and I built an anvil because I didn't need one but because I had a lot of iron. On day 63, I wanted to make all of the bookshelves I needed for my enchanting room, so I went around killing any animal that would drop leather and looked for sugarcane. By the end of day 63, I had created 18 bookshelves, which was just enough to obtain level 30 enchants, so I began replacing the wood with bookshelves. On day 64, I created a full set of diamond armor and enchanted it all, as well as my weapon. I made the diamond armor because I was going to the nether and would be fighting mobs who could kill me easily if I didn't have the armor. I then made two armor stands, one for Luffy's outfit and the other for my iron armor. Then I started working on the portal, which took me a long time because I wanted to have a cool design on it. In the end, I don't think it looked that good, but it was better than a regular portal design. You would think after 64 days of playing I'd have flint, but I didn't, so I spent the rest of the day gathering flint so I could make flint and steel. In the morning of day 65, I made 3 flint and steel because you can never have enough. I then entered the nether for the first time and got a pretty good spawn. I spent the entire day 65 gathering glowstone. I'm not sure why I collected so much, but I did. Day 66 through 70, I slotted a few blazes for their blaze rods, then endermen for their pearls. I bet you couldn't guess what I was going to do with this stuff. From day 71 to 75, I went on a long journey to kill the ender dragon. I started by making some eye of enders to track down the stronghold. Then I realized I'd have to cross the big ocean to find the end portal, but I had a solution in the form of a boat. But there were sea monsters in the ocean that could break my boat and kill me. I also had a solution for that, which was to use my minimap to avoid them, and that's how I avoided all the sea monsters, although they can be quite frightening. I then came across a pirate ship that was much bigger than my boat and looked really good. It also had a lot of pirates on board, so I decided it wouldn't be a good idea to start a fight. I discovered a wooden box inside one of the chests, but I couldn't open it because it required a key. After exploring for a bit, I went back on my boat to find the stronghold. After a lot of exploring, I finally found the end portal, put all my eye vendors in the portal, then went inside. When I got to the end, I realized that my abilities didn't damage the crystal, so I used Geppo to fly up to them and destroy them. But I took a lot of damage from breaking them, which is how I died once. But that doesn't matter because I quickly got back, collected all my stuff, and destroyed all the crystals. I quickly realized when fighting the dragon I could use gear 2 and 3 to help my sword attacks do a lot more damage, so I did, and I quickly killed the ender dragon. I gained a lot of XP by killing the dragon, and then I tried to get the dragon egg, but it vanished inside the end portal and I never saw it again. To begin day 76, I did a bit of farming, then fed my farm animals. The rest of the day was spent sitting on my balcony admiring the view until it was time to go bed. I spent days 77 to 80 exploring the ocean because I didn't feel like I did it enough in this series. I came across a massive marine ship while exploring the ocean and was hesitant to aboard because I wasn't sure if the marines would all attack me. I got inside the ship and started killing marines right away because they had guns. It made it much easier to kill them because guns don't work on me. I found the ship's bottom layer and went down to kill more marines. However, as I was doing so, I noticed 2 captains approaching me. So I quickly went back up. Thankfully, the captains didn't know how to climb a ladder. This next bit, you could say I cheated, but I say I outsmarted them. I dug a small hole where I could see the captains and killed them using pistol and gatling. I didn't want to get too close to them because they both had haki and could easily kill me. I went to loot the captain's room after killing them and found a smoking pipe and some rum. The rest of it was pretty useless, such as a cannonball, because I don't think they work yet. Days 81 to 87, I killed wither skeletons to collect wither skulls, so I can fight the wither. I collected some soul sand, then killed a ghast before returning home. Days 88 to 90. I wanted to fight the wither, but I needed to get away from my base first because the wither can destroy a lot of things and I didn't want it to destroy my house. Once I was far enough, I was getting ready to summon it, but before I did, I made sure to eat a golden apple so I don't die right away. I discovered that my abilities did damage the wither, but it healed quickly, so killing it would take a long time because I couldn't use my sword on him as he kept flying away. After a lot of close calls and a lot of damaged land later, I was able to kill the wither, but before it died, he did a really scary thing and actually scared me. You can see how much damage it caused to the land, and if this was close to my house, I'm pretty sure it would have been destroyed. On day 90, I realized I unlocked one of the hotkeys while fighting the wither, so I tried testing it out, but somehow I failed. Don't worry, I figured it out later on. I spent the next few days just fighting marines and pirates to see if I can unlock the other hotkey required to use 4th gear, but sadly I failed, but maybe on a 200-day video I might unlock it. I used the hotkey I unlocked again and this time it worked. It showed me where everyone was hiding, which was really cool. This would have been useful if I unlocked it earlier. It made my farm animals look extra strange in a cool way. Days 98 to 100. I grabbed the smoking pipe and a lot of rum and headed to my balcony where I spent the next 2 days because I was sad that I didn't unlock the hotkey. And that was 100 days in One Piece. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider subscribing and liking the video to help me out. If you guys do want to see a 200 days, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what I should do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, before I go, I just want to apologize if I do sound different. It's just that I'm sick.